Hi everyone. In this lecture, we'll be going through setting up an example and sandbox environment for you to use. Now, the one thing I will note is that if you already have access to a Looker instance, which some of you do, you don't need to do this. Okay, if you already have access to a Looker instance through work, through your organization, through your school, skip this lecture. Okay, this is only for those people that don't have a Looker instance. Unfortunately, and there's some good news and bad news for people who don't have a Looker instance. The good news is that we can set up a Sandbox Looker environment, and it's actually free to use, which is awesome. You can use it as many times as you want, for as long as you want. The bad thing is that you can only use it for an hour at a time. After every hour, it'll actually log you out, delete all your looks and reports that you've created, and then you'll have to log back in and after an hour is up, basically. So every hour you'll have to refresh your page and log out and log back in, unfortunately. We'll go through that in more detail. Now, some people might say that, this sucks, I hate this, but literally that's the only thing that Google provides you. I asked Google to create a environment, permanent one, just for me, for my students. They said no. I also tried to get them to launch a more sophisticated type of sandbox environment like Tableau and Power BI has, but unfortunately they said they're not doing that until the next year. So, and I'll update the course then. So for now, we'll have to use this hour-long sandbox environment. However, what I will tell you, and to prove that you can learn all of these things with that sandbox environment, I'm going to be doing everything in that sandbox environment, everything, okay? And that's important because I want to go through exactly what my students are going through. So I'll do everything in that sandbox environment as well. And I know students who have learned through this too. So it's perfectly fine if you're using the sandbox environment. Just know that caveat that every hour you'll have to log out and log back in. Annoying, but you have to do it, okay? First thing to do is to set up what's called a Quick Labs account, okay? We're going to go over here and go to Quick Labs, okay? So let's click it, and it's quicklabs.com. And over here, this is basically a sandbox environment that Google sets up for you in order for you to basically play with GCP stuff like Looker, okay? We're going to then join over here. And you can either sign up with Google or you can basically just put everything in here and it'll create an account for you. Something I use infrequently is to create a temporary email if you don't want to have Quick Labs access to your full email, but it's totally up to you. So go through, create an account, and then we'll move on to the next video.